So I just got this new sketchbook. It arrived in the mail today, so I thought that we could start it together. Let's get started. So this new sketchbook is a A5 sketchbook and it has 50 pages in it. It is quite thick, which is good because it is watercolor paper. I always do try to get watercolor sketchbooks because obviously the paper is going to be a lot thicker, and the main paints that I use are either gouache or watercolor. I don't really use like acrylic or oil or anything too much, and if I do, it's normally on like a canvas and not in my sketchbook. This type of sketchbook is designed so that you can tear out the pages after you finished with the work, which I've never had before, and I didn't realize when I bought it. But now that I'm like feeling it and I see it, I actually kind of like that idea, and it makes a lot of sense. Now, it's always exciting when you get a new sketchbook because it's completely new and you get to start something fresh, and it's always exciting, but there is also a little bit of pressure starting on the first page because you're pretty much building it up what you're going to be doing for the entire rest of the sketchbook. If it's not good, then you're going to feel like it's just completely ruined. But this time I decided that I was going to do something just a little bit basic, simple, just to test out what the pages can actually handle, how much water, you know, that kind of thing. Because even though some sketchbooks do say that they are watercolor, they don't always turn out that way. You know, when you put on a bunch of water or even just a little bit, it can start to... I don't know what the word is for when it gets like all bumpy, but yeah, it does that. Which is really annoying, but thankfully when I started to use this paper, it wasn't doing that at all and was actually really thick. For this painting I am using gouache. That is my go-to at the moment, even though I probably will be using some watercolor in some of the other pages throughout the sketchbook, but today gouache is just my go-to. The painting that I am doing is just a really simple one that I found, I think, on an Instagram post in the background. I thought it was super cute. It was literally just a guy wearing a jumper with overalls, and it's really basic, really simple, and I just wanted to try out, you know, what the paper reacts to, how much water I can actually put on it. So I did use a lot of water in this and tried to just like mix it up. I put no pressure on myself for this painting. I really did not mind how it turned out, and I think that's a good way to go when you're starting a new sketchbook, because if you put too much pressure on yourself, you're building yourself up for failure. Like I said, I am putting a lot of water onto this piece, and at no point did the paper seem to be bothered by it at all, which I was really impressed by, seeing as this sketchbook I think was only like 10 or 20 pounds. I'm not sure what that is in dollars, but yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I also decided to mix a bunch of different colours that were technically the same colour, like with the shirt. It was meant to be yellow with a bit of orange in there, so when it was going darker or lighter, I would add in slightly different colours and not too much black or white adding on top of that, so that when it was to get darker or lighter, it would be brighter yellow or a little bit more orange instead of just putting in the black and going with that instead. It is always like really freeing when you just decide, look, I'm gonna put down some paint, this is my base idea, and I'm just gonna go with it, not put any pressure on myself. It does not matter what it looks like, I'm just gonna try it and see how it goes. It is always so fun, and you end up having a great time, and it's such a good way to refuel your creativity. I've heard people say that they really hate the first page in a new sketchbook because it is just too much pressure, and it builds on what the entire sketchbook is going to look like just on that first page. And then I've heard the complete opposite, where people get a new sketchbook and they love it and they do a bunch of different paintings and drawings and then they never end up finishing it and then just get another sketchbook. That's more where I am on on that kind of spectrum. I do tend to kind of get a new sketchbook, get excited about it, and then use it for ages and love it, and it's my main sketchbook, and then I kind of forget about it or I misplace it, and then I go and get another one and continue on that. I have been trying recently to force myself to finish every sketchbook before I even start another one, which is why I actually bought this sketchbook, because I finally finished my old one. I'm actually very happy that I got this one because my other one was not watercolor paper, so I was not able to do many paintings in it, and if I was, the paper would get all bumpy and wriggly and it would not enjoy having water put on it at all. So it is great to finally have paper that I can actually use to paint with gouache and watercolor. So now I am finishing up with the painting of this with this piece, that's what I meant. I finished the background. I decided to just go with like a kind of lime green. I felt like it mixed well with the yellow. And now we are going into my part of any piece, which is the line work. I decided not to go too strict with this, seeing as the painting itself was just kind of out there and messy and trying things out. I tried to do a similar thing with the line work as well, so it's not too straight and bold, more just kind of flowy and like sketch-like, I suppose. And of course, once I have finished with line work, the piece will be finished, so let's go over the actual sketchbook. I really like this sketchbook. I'm going to link the one that I got down in the description if you want to get it yourself. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I don't buy many sketchbooks, so I can't, you know, tell you exactly like details on it, any like official things, but I really do enjoy painting on it, and it is really cool that you can just pull off the piece after you've finished, and it definitely works with watercolor and gouache. So I really enjoy that, and I think I'm going to enjoy using the sketchbook from now on. That is all finished, so here is the final piece. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!